teachers, and my dear friends. I am Saubhati Vidur and I am Steve D'Souza. We are going to present on artificial intelligence and robotics. Right? First of all, we think, what is artificial intelligence? That's the first question we think. And if we are sitting in a room and there is a person outside or a system outside and we cannot make out whether we are interacting with a person or a system, that is known as artificial intelligence. So next, it involves various fields like computer science, psychology, neurology, how various intelligence systems work. It's basically how artificial intelligence, in the sense we are talking here in the sense of human intelligence. How does human intelligence work and how we can mimic that artificially. And so it involves a lot of stuff like sociology, neurology, science, psychology. So next, coming to it, how did it come into practice? That's what it says. How did something like this came up? We had this guy, Alan Turing, one of the least recognized guy, but he had a major part in World War II. What happened was, there was Allies and then there were Nazis. Nazis were winning the war, and they had a mission called Enigma. Enigma could directly encrypt anything into a small sentence and send it across. For example, the sky is blue. Enjoy the weather. Good morning. Hey Hitler. That was the message, which was first decoded. And what the message actually meant was, there are 4 boats on the Mediterranean Sea. Attack them. That was the actual message, but they couldn't decode it. All they had was an Enigma machine telling, this is a report, sir. This is what it is going across. That's what the experts. But they wanted to find out. So this guy, Alan Turing, came up. He found out the Turing machine, which was the first AI machine. He didn't have any theory, he didn't have anything, but he came out with a Turing machine. He changed the whole grasp of it, and they decoded. That was the first machine. Turing. They decoded what actually it meant, and it had various patterns. Here the key was Hail Hitler. The next day the key would change, but the machine, Turing machine, which they found out, it could decode the patterns, and that's how artificial intelligence came into being. But he didn't call it artificial intelligence. He just did it and moved on to various new things in biology, in other subjects. Then came John McCarthy. He coined the term artificial intelligence. He found out various programs like alcohol, Lispa. He found out an algorithm for artificial intelligence. What can be done? How can it be developed? Then he came up with Lispa and algos. Next, advancements. How do we start? Basically, when you think about intelligence, you take baby steps. So first they started with search algorithms. Like locally, how can you change something into ascending order, descending order? What can be done? And then logical programming, division, multiplication, all that stuff. So what happened? There was an invention, calculator. Then we had neural networks. Very interesting thing. See, they started thinking, how does brain work? What happens in brain? Like, how does we remember? How does we see? We always work in patterns. We use our experience. Okay, this is what we have done. This is what worked for us. This is what will work. So using that, they found out neural networks. Then there is Bayesian networks. In Bayesian network, what happens? Everything is a probability. Me climbing the steps after going out is a probability. I might climb steps or I might go out. Or it thinks, it uses the probabilities. Okay, last time what did you do? It thinks, okay, what is the probability now? So that is how Bayesian networks work. Then evolutionary algorithms. So every time you are a better person every year, right? You change, again you'll be a better person next year. So what happens? That's how evolutionary algorithms work. They continuously assess what is changing. They assess the change, and then the algorithms itself are built so that they can change their functions. And these are the advantages. Now my friend Steve will introduce you to the major advantages, how AI has made various uses in various areas.
So, like my friend told, the Enigma was a very pointful and very useful machine used by the Nazis to code a particular sentence so that the other people can't decode it easily. So there was this man called Alan Turing who could decode it. Like he said, the skies are blue, could mean attack the 4 ships in the Mediterranean Sea. So this significant advances in machine learning. The machine could learn patterns. So the patterns were learned, were actually predicted by the system. Case-based reasoning. So, like a robot can play chess with you. How? Because it's artificially intelligent. It can predict your move. If you make a move, it can make a particular move that you can lose in seconds, but it won't let you lose. It gives you modes of application like easy, moderate, and difficult. So that's one of the applications of this thing. So there is scheduling. So time is everything, my friends. So in order to prioritize what software you need in artificial intelligence actually should prioritize your softwares. Next. Data mining. Facebook, Flipkart. So if you're using this, you constantly use to browse to certain number of pages. So it forms a pattern. So artificial intelligence predicts what you might need. So in Flipkart, you're browsing for shoes. So it gives you number of other shoes that you might be interested in. So that's actually a very good example for data mining. Natural language understanding and translation. For instance, let's take that we are in Ukraine. So you don't know Ukrainian. You take a picture and post it in Google Translate. It actually translates to you in word to word order. So being a stranger, you can actually know their language. So that's actually natural language understanding and translation. Vision and virtuality. Recently, Samsung released their product VR gear. So you can sit in a corner of a room and experience Paris. How is that? Through the virtual gear. So games. By these virtual reality, you can wear the gear head and play virtual games. Like you can actually feel you're in a war zone. So that's the advantages of in the gaming. So how to determine whether a system is artificially intelligent or not? For that, Turing proposed a Turing test. It was started by Alan Turing in early 1950s. This could determine whether the system could think as much as a machine, as a human being, or it can be indistinguishable from a human being. So the test was the test need not be 100% efficient. So if it shows like 70% results of human reasoning, then it was proposed to be an artificially intelligent system. Robotics. Robotics, my friends, is like a combination of mechanical, electrical, and computational networks. So mechanical, you might need for the physical appearances. Electronical field, you need it for the networking of the mechanical appearances. And you have the computational programs, which are softwares. So when artificial intelligence meets robotics, that's where we find a humanoid. To stress more on what happens with the robots, with the AI and without AI. So I call upon my friends for
a robot is anything. It can be programmed to do simple tasks. For example, if the chairs are not arranged in order, we can simply program them to arrange these chairs in an order. It is not intelligent. But when robots are embedded with artificial intelligence, they become humanoids, right? They can think like us. So what happens? Basically, in a robot, it can answer specific things. Okay, if this task is given in a specific time, in a specific way, it can do. But with AI, it can do anything. We can ask it, okay, arrange their spine. Get me a glass of water. Yes, it can do. It can think that it can get a glass of water. How and when we have to program it. Then modification. If you want to modify a robot, you'll have to do some structural changes. But using AI, it can think. Okay, can I use the resources with what I have? Can I build a machine? If it can, it will do that. If it cannot, it will give us a response saying that this cannot be done. Then modification in programs is tough, right? If you miss a line of code, the whole program is gone. But here, what happens? It only builds its own program based on the resources it has. Next. Future of AI and robotics. What exactly are we looking at? See, if we build it artificial intelligence, there are two predictions. One is we'll have a better society fully forward. One is it can lead to destruction of mankind. The thing is cyborg. Cyborg is a kind of a hybrid between a human and a computer. Having human and computer as a hybrid. Half part is human, half part is. It is still in the budding stages, but it might be there. AI armies, artificially intelligent armies. So there is a minefield. There are robots which can detect mines, but what about escaping from the minefield? We can have a AI army which can say that, okay, these are the minefield, these are the strategic spots. Okay, let's not do this, let's can do war plans. Things like that, AI armies can do that. Downloading and direct storage to brain still in the budding stages, but you can download that data directly to your brain, directly inform, or the robots can think, what are you thinking next? What are you doing next? Superhumans, yes, we can have jetpacks. Okay, as we see, we have seen Iron Man, right? How Iron Man, it's just that we think that it's FX, but can that be made in reality? Many people have been tried. Superhumans, solutions to global problems like lot of weather changes, changes, global pollution, all that. We can have solutions to this, and it is thought that we will have future predictions, like what will happen exactly in the next 3-4 years. Right? Questions and answers.